All right, hi everybody. Welcome back. Cue the camera because we're laughing at something. So today we're going to talk about something that Julie has had one more than I did, but we'll get to it. So the topic is, when did you realize you had hearing loss? This is something that may be obvious, but Julie's got a great story to kind of show how it's not that simple.
It's crazy. So I've had hearing loss my whole life within the memories that I have, right? I don't remember getting my first hearing aids. I feel like I remember it, but I think that's because I've been told stories about it so many times that it feels like a memory. But at 3.5, 4 years old, you don't really have that
No.
brain development and cognition to hold on to something like that that's fairly meaningful. So I don't remember a time before them. I don't remember the time getting them. So my whole life I've grown up with hearing aids. I'm the only one in my family. Only one in my friend group. Only one in school. I'm it. I am it. So I knew that I had that difference, but it never struck me as something important or that set me apart, I guess. I think because my family never treated it as a disability. It was more like, oh, put your hearing aids in, we're going, let's go. Like, it wasn't a big focus.
Right.
It was very matter of fact and handled in a way that you would if someone had glasses. It was like, just, put your shoes on, put your hearing aids in, we're moving on, right?
You're not wrong.
So it wasn't a big focus, which I'm grateful for a lot of reasons. It wasn't until I was in high school. I was either a sophomore or junior in high school. I played the flute, which is kind of funny that the one with hearing loss is playing the highest pitched instrument, but I could hear it then. And I was watching back a video of one of our band concerts, and where I sat was on the end. I was the first chair closest to the audience, and I was I was always in profile when you play because you're looking at the conductor.
Yeah.
And I'd had my hair pulled back that day as I'm rewatching this concert, and I'm watching it back like we watch back like football players watch back film.
Oh, interesting.
We're listening to the music. Where do we mess up? How can we do better next time? What you need to fine tune? How are you sounding? So it's just, a routine kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'm watching this one particular concert back, and all of a sudden it was like I was struck by lightning because I saw my hearing aids for the first time the way other people see it all the time. And I just remember looking and going, oh my God, like it just kicked me in the gut to see these big brown plastic things sitting on my ear from the side. And I just remember being dumbstruck by it. And it was in that moment where all of a sudden it was like, oh, those are really obvious.
Yeah.
That's what people see when they look at you. You're different. And I never felt that way before.
Interesting.
Even though I always knew it was different. And I'm different for so many other cool reasons.
You certainly are.
The least interesting thing about me. But in that moment, I'll never forget it. And even as I'm saying it now, I can feel my heart being squeezed almost. It was the first time where it just hit me like, whoa, you have a disability.
Yeah.
And everybody can see it. Wow. Wild.
Yeah. Did you start wearing your hair down purposely?
I always wore my hair down or upper side or whatever.
So it just happened to be up that day?
Just happened to be up. And I think if my memory serves, it was half up, half down like this.
Yeah.
And hanging, I had long hair then.
Yeah.
Hanging down, and it's just in profile. I could just
You could see it.
See them. And they were larger than these back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because technology was more archaic, and they came down to here. And they were thicker. Right. So this part of my ear poked out a little bit. Yeah. And they didn't have the fun molds. But I remember the molds looking really bright to me. And I think it was almost like just this illumination of my hearing aids that my eyes just zoomed in on, like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just always stuck with me all these years. It was so interesting because I think intellectually I knew that I had hearing loss. But emotionally, I think that was the first time it really hit me hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see that and recognize that you're different, right? And
yeah.
They're not pretty. I mean, now they are because they're sparkly and pink and everything. But like back then, they were probably analog at that time too, right?
Yes, it was still
So they
analog.
were
So
huge.
they were
The analog, they were,
clunky.
yeah.
They were
So
big
that's
and
the
clunky and
digital. The
heavy.
sound got better through digital, and they
Hmm.
got smaller because the
Right,
technology works. So now they don't
right.
stick as far out because you can't really even see mine. That's why I got the. That's why I got the molds because my ears cover my hearing aids,
Hmm.
and so it's really difficult for me or anyone else to see them. But I can't imagine how. I'm sorry, that seems like a really hard
It's
time.
really
Yeah.
interesting. Just
Hmm.
like I said, I can replay it back
Yeah.
and put myself back there and feel that visceral reaction. It's just so crazy.
Hmm. I don't
That's
have
what it took.
anything. Yeah, I don't have anything like that because I failed my first hearing test at 5, and so I like you. I don't really
Hmm.
remember failing it. It's more like the story has been told so much, and I definitely feel the feelings of being in that isolation booth at 5 and crying for my mother every time I go into it. So like I have the memory of the feeling, but not like
Hmm.
the cognition of it. So I always knew that I had hearing loss growing up because my father did, and everyone
Hmm.
well still does, and everybody most people on my father's side had it. So for me, it was just a matter of time. And so when I stopped working in a data center with all the loud servers and printers and everything like that, where
Hmm.
everyone had to speak up anyway, and so it was kind of the norm where your hearing was baseline or subpar, you're gonna miss things. So having to repeat yourself in the loud environment of the data center wasn't something that really brought my hearing loss to the attention. They just had to do it more. But when I got promoted and I moved into a cube farm, everything's much more quiet.
Oh,
It was that was the time. So I was 23.
sure.
I was 23 at the time, and I couldn't hear the person in the cube next to me. And I was like, it's time. It's time to get it. So for me, it
Right.
was more a relief to have that realization. It's like, okay, I knew it was coming. Let's get it, and let's start helping myself. And I got them, and it helped, but it still took me another 20 years to really start advocating for myself because of just this stigma. And I remember when I got my first set, after having the audiogram, I'm pulled into the audiologist's office, and she was very like serious and almost somber, and she's like, "You could do well with amplification." I'm like, "Okay," and she's like, "Wait, what?" She was ready to have that fight because she must have it all the time, and I was ready. And so it was surprising for her that like I'm 23, I'm getting hearing aids, and there's no fight. And so that sticks out a little bit for me. But
Right.
as far as my aha moment, it was something that I took decades to get to, and so it was more of a relief. I should have probably gone a little further after speaking up for or started to speak up for myself at that time because they're not perfect. They helped a lot, but people still had to repeat themselves, and there's still a couple of people that I get mad when I think about because they used to play the game. They used to like stand outside my cube and call my name softly and then slowly raise it until I could hear it. And it's I like there's certain names that I just like I can't hear without getting mad because I didn't speak up for myself and they thought it was fun to make fun of the deaf guy. So it's challenging. But I didn't have that same like
Yeah.
moment, come to Jesus
Crazy.
moment with my hearing aids
Right.
because I was ready. I was ready at the time, and I knew what I was getting into. And looked at my father because I've seen my father with them for a while, so like I
Right.
could see what I was going to look like in him.
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, it's wild, and that's why we're doing the show, right? Is
Right.
because we have such different stories, but we
Yes.
still have the same struggles.
Exactly.
So it's great.
I have to laugh
Hmm.
because when you were saying your audiologist was getting ready to have the serious conversation with you,
Yeah.
there was a newer audiologist that I was like the test person for them. They were just out of college,
Okay.
and my audiologist at the time said, "Is it okay if they do your hearing test and run the appointment?" I'm like, "Of course, fine. Everybody has to learn somehow."
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't
Oh
help it.
God, what'd you do?
She sat down. She takes out my audiogram after the thing. We're in the office, and she
Oh no.
goes, "You have a very severe hearing loss." Me can't help it. I go, "What?
Oh, Julie.
I what? Are you serious? Oh my god!"
How long did you keep it up for?
I burst out laughing.
Okay.
I don't think she found me very amusing, but I thought it was hysterical. But I almost wanted to say, "Lady,
Look at
I
the
walked in here with hearing aids in, honey. Like we know what the story is, all
look
right?
at
Like we're good. It's okay." But she's just out of school and learning and trying to work on their bedside manner, and unfortunately, she gets me as a practice subject. But it's kind of funny.
I expect no less.
Hopefully, she's doing well wherever she is.
Yeah,
This
right.
many years ago now, but
So if anybody watching has their own story, please share, because we want this to be a conversation.
Yeah,
we want to hear other people's stories.
It's really surprising, and I wonder if I'd grown up in a family with other people with hearing loss, would I have had that moment necessarily?
Good question.
But I grew up in such an oddest world where everyone around me was hearing, and my hearing, thankfully, or lack of hearing, like I said earlier, was treated as just, like putting on your shoes.
Yep.
It's just interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Would it have been different?
Cool.
Who knows? All right, well, that's that.
That's it. Books?
Sure, I'll go first.
You first.
Look, listen,
Oh, right.
audience. Teach your voice now. Before I speak, put aside your political leanings. Put it to the side, everybody. Because this book was so good, I think it should be mandatory reading for anyone in the United States. No matter what side of the aisle you're on. No matter how you feel about Kamala Harris. Her book, 108 Days, is fascinating because it takes you behind the scenes of the presidential race. And this one in particular, she had 108 days to convince the American people that she was a viable candidate for the Democratic Party. Regardless of your leanings, folks, it gives a really deep dive into what that is like. The preparation, the politics behind it, the scheduling, the emotional roller coaster she was on. It's fascinating. And I imagine that a lot of that is transferable to someone that has 2 or 3 years to build their campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild what these people put themselves through on a national stage. It's really something. And she gets really raw and vulnerable and honest in her emotions, her opinions, her feelings. She's not afraid to call people out. She's not afraid to call herself out on certain things.
Excellent.
It's quite good. It really felt like I was having a conversation with her about what she was going through. So I highly recommend it to anyone. Put your personal opinions aside, personal feelings for people, and just read it for the process. It's incredible. I really enjoyed it. So
that's great. Yeah.
108 Days by Kamala Harris.
It's on my list. I've read books by like Ann Coulter and stuff like that, because there's this value to reading the other side. You have to do it with an open mind. Of course, you're not going to agree with it. Don't go in thinking it's trying to convert you.
Right. Exactly.
But that's fascinating, because when you think about it, what is it? 18 months people usually have, if not 2 years.
Sure.
And that's what
108 days.
4 months. Just wild.
Less than 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a wild time.
Wild.
By the way,
really good. I enjoyed it. What do you got?
Good. I'm going to take us to a different world. So I'm going to have The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. So this is the first book of the Wheel of Time saga. And so I almost
love a saga.
I love a saga. Especially, well, you're a saga. So I was going to do this
human embodiment of the saga.
I was going to do this one last episode, but you picked the Onyx Storm, the Rebecca Yarros fantasy. I didn't want to do 2 fantasy at once. There's also no dragons in this one, so I knew you would like it.
There's no dragons?
No dragons.
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, no. But so this is after the Lord of the Rings. This is probably my favorite fantasy saga. There are 14 books. He actually died after book 11. And they had his widow was involved in a lot of the planning, and he had like 40 pages of notes for how the story was going to end.
Oh, that's cool.
And she chose Brandon Sanderson, who is another. I think I've recommended a book by him before. He finished it like fantastically. They're huge books. This one I think is only 814 pages. Most of the other books are like 1,000 pages.
Do you find them captivating enough that you want to keep reading? Like it's not an easy read, but an engaging read that you want to keep moving through it?
So the world building is fantastic. The world that he builds, the magic system that he builds, the characters he builds, the monster he builds. So it's so engrossing. And there are also so many characters. And so that's how you can do...
I mean, on this one page alone, there's like 5 different people I just skimmed and read about.
Yeah, there's...
Oh, wait, there's number 6.
Yeah.
So that might be an animal.
It could be. It could be an animal. Nothing wrong with an animal.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so so that's how you can get away with a 14-book saga, because not all books feature the same characters the same amount. Sometimes books, like two books in a row that were published happen at the same time with different characters. So I love it. It's just if you like any kind of like epic fantasy, you like a deep. It's a slower read because it's not meant to. It's not meant to be skimmed. It's not meant to be like burned through. There's a lot. Things build slowly. Sometimes there's hundreds of pages where like not much is happening. But if you like sagas, that's the norm. And not all books are equal in the saga, so some of them I like better than others. But if you're looking for saga, if you're looking for like a new series to read, Wheel of Time, so start with that one. Yeah. So I don't think Julie's no dragons, so not for Julie.
They have wolves.
They have wolves. Yeah, so they have wolves. So
Okay, wolves.
One of the
I
guys
can deal
talk.
with wolves.
One of the guys can talk to wolves.
My obsession with Twilight, I can.
Oh well, not werewolves. They're not werewolves. They're actually.
Oh come on!
They're
What are
just
you reading?
wolves. They're sentient wolves.
Well, no werewolves, no dragons. Come on.
So I recommend this. Julie does not. She's like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I might like it. We'll see. Maybe over the winter I'll give it a try.
There you go. No. All right, guys. That's it.
See you. Bye.